Hi guys, so here we are as we study sociology, which is a study of society. We realize that we're taking part in a sociological phenomenon as we speak, to the point where here we are as we address the coronavirus. We have seen our classes moved overnight from being taught on campus to now we're fully online. I know some of you might have some issues with this, in that you may not have taken an online class before, so it's going to take you about a day or two to get into the classroom and to be able to navigate the classroom. And some of you just really want to have that one-on-one interaction with your professor. For some of you, it's your first time being on campus, on a college campus, taking classes. Um, and so, again, I know that for some, this may be a disappointment, but again, for others, it might be a welcome change in terms of our mode of instruction. Nonetheless, what I aim to do is to cover as much as we can cover throughout the semester. With that being said, I've revised the course outline completely, just so that, again, we're not missing that much as we go through the transition. I want to avail you the opportunity, just as you would in class, be able to speak and share your perspectives, your point of view. We're going to continue that here on this online platform. One of the changes that you will see us move into is we're going to have discussions on a weekly basis. I want you guys to pay attention to this. As we do our discussions on a weekly basis, you have to post in the discussion thread 2 times per week on 2 different days. So if you post Monday, you cannot post another post on Monday. You have to wait until Tuesday or Wednesday or any other day. Actually, even before I begin this, I should let you know that rather than sitting down for a 3-hour class or a 1.5-hour class twice a week, this class will now run from Friday at midnight through Thursday of the following week at midnight. All right, so you have a little while. You have a little while to contemplate your responses, your activities for the class, in order to do your submissions. All right, so again, you're required every week to do 2 discussion posts. Please pay attention to the grading rubric for the discussion post, as I grade exactly based on the grading rubric. So let's say if the grading rubric says you need to make reference to the textbook, and you make a post with no reference to the textbook, you're not going to get credit for that. So I need each of you to, before you even contemplate making a post, take a look at the grading rubric. And in order to get the full points on the grading rubric, you're not meeting the minimum. You're meeting the criteria that exceeds the minimum. So if the minimum asks you for 500 words, you will not get credit for 500 words if that's all you do. You have to do what exceeds. All right. In addition to weekly discussions, we're going to have weekly papers or a weekly quiz. So it's either going to be a quiz or a written paper. The papers are about a page long, and there are guidelines for the paper. Again, I grade by the grading rubric. So before you even start writing your paper, take a look at the grading rubric, see what it is I'm asking for, because I literally do a check off based on the grading rubric. All right, guys. So that is how our classes will be. You will see several modes of instructions here. You will see PowerPoint, you will see lectures, and from time to time I will come on and I will give oral lectures, as I'm doing right now. Right? So in other words, you will still be able to see my face. You will still be able to hear my voice. And I try to do this as much as possible so that we have a connect. In addition, we still have the office hours. The only difference is the office hours is online. So I will be at your slated office hours. I will be there. And if you have any questions for me, then you can shoot me your question and I'll give you an answer right away. because more than likely I'll be sitting in front of a computer at that particular point in time. Now, having said that, I want you to take a look at the new evaluation method for the course. So when we started, we had a grading rubric. That grading rubric, effective immediately, is now gone through the window. We're not using that grading rubric anymore. So there's a new grading rubric that is set up, and it's available on Blackboard. All right, the new grading rubric takes into account the discussions and the quizzes. I know that you guys did a lot of work as you try to get ready for your research project. We're not doing that anymore. So the research project, again, out the window. Everything that we had in the past is now out the window, and we're doing something new. We're doing something fresh. What I want to do, though, this week, between today and the 19th, we're not doing anything that's graded. We're not having any discussions. I just want you to go into Blackboard, play around with Blackboard in terms of see if you're having any challenges. And if you're having any challenges before we even begin, reach out to our help desk, because now our help desk is staffed, so that you should be able to reach out and get someone, as quickly as possible. I'm presuming in light of all the changes. All right. I want you to pay particular, again, attention to the dates. If the week closes and you have not turned in an assignment, you will not be able to. I'm going to plead with you guys, do not wait until the 9th hour to turn in your assignments, because when Blackboard closes, it closes, and that's the end of it. All right? For your discussions, if, let's say, you really don't have time to do your discussions, to do your full first discussion, you may want to respond to your peer first, and then do the larger response later. So you're doing two responses. One of your responses to me, and one is to a peer of your choice. Again, using the grading rubric, your response to me, I'm looking for at minimum 8 sentences. So at minimum 2 paragraphs. All right? And as you respond to me, you have to support your response by pointing to the textbook and the exact page in the textbook that you're using to support your response to me. As you respond to your peers, do you need to use your textbook? No. You're reading what your peers have written, and you're saying, well, I agree with Brenda on global warming because I have this experience with global warming. And then you share your experience. Or you could say, I disagree because I have seen, and then you share what you have seen. If you post a simply, I agree, you get no credit for that. If you post a simple, I like what you said, Brenda, you get no credit for that. I need to know why you agree, with what you agree, with whom you agree, and you give me supporting examples as to why you agree. Remember, one of the key things here, especially in the discussions, as well as the paper, but especially in the discussions, are examples. You want to flood your responses with examples that the person looking at your response will understand that you know what you're talking about. In the absence of examples, I have no idea that you actually know what you're talking about. All right. So I am acutely aware that we already started on-campus classes. So we're not starting this afresh. All right? Because we're not starting this afresh, again, the first week, between now and before we actually begin, I want you just to go into Blackboard and familiarize yourself with Blackboard. When we start, actually, when Blackboard opens for discussions and for you to turn in your assignment or quiz on March 20th, the first thing you will see is we will just wrap up via a quiz what you have done during our on-campus time. All right, so whatever we covered on campus, I want us to do that first and foremost, get that out of the way, so then we can continue what we have to do. All right. So after that week and we cover the quiz and we do a review of what you have learned so far, we're going to go right into what is called module 2. So I break the class down into modules, and so based on my conception, module 1 is what we have already done. So we're not going to go over module 1 except to the extent where you're reviewing what we've done and you're taking a quiz. That's the extent of it. Then we move into module 2. In module 2 is also relatively short. Module 2 is relatively short in that we already covered some of the concepts in the classroom. So if we already covered some of the concepts in the classroom, it doesn't make sense for us to take up time to go into them in depth. All right. So again, module 2 is just again another revision. Then you have a quiz that covers that revision. Going forward to modules 3 and modules 4, we actually delve into chapters and we look at we do our discussions and our assignments based on the chapter that we're looking at. Guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, feel free to reach out to me. Because this is so fresh, because this is so new, what I will be doing is I'll be coming by periodically and giving you guys update. As of right now, I'm still working on setting up the classroom. So if you see something you don't quite understand, that's okay. I am getting to it, right? Where it comes to the modules, you will see an introduction to the modules, and then you will see the actual module. You will only be able to see 1 week at a time. So you're not going to be able to see what we're going to do throughout the rest of the semester. Only 1 week at a time will be open to you. All right, and remember, the week opens on Thursday night or Friday morning at 12:01, and then it closes the next Thursday night at midnight. All right, again, because you have this latitude in terms of time, guys, don't waste it. Get to your stuff right away. One of the challenges with online classes is time management. And if you're busy doing a whole lot of stuff, it's so easy to lose sight of when what is due. So form a schedule, make a schedule, keep that schedule, be consistent with that schedule, and you should be fine in terms of time management. Okay, guys, I thank you so much, and let's do this. Bye.